Hand clap to the massive brothers and sisters. We are finally back. We finally made it to the second reaction video dropped on this YouTube platform. Welcome to this Mystelics Reacts channel, brothers and sisters. The previous one will be in the first comment in the comment box below, guys. You can definitely check it out at the end of this year reaction vibrations. But welcome to every single one of you guys who tuned into this vibration. Don't forget, brothers and sisters, to click the thumbs up button, click the like button, and watch the full video in its entirety, brothers and sisters. I forgot to mention that in the last reaction, because I suspect I need to remind folks to watch the full video in its entirety to get the gist of the whole thing right there. But of course, big up every single one of you guys. Like I indicated before, click the thumbs up button, and of course subscribe and turn on that post notification so you can get the latest vibrations when they tend to drop right there and then. Of course, brothers and sisters, without further ado, let us get into the vibrations for today. Of course, I remember stopping on this year vibrations that you're seeing, which is so vitally important in the nature of the Caribbean, brothers and sisters. Why? Because as you can clearly see here, if it is one thing this individual has learned in life, brothers and sisters, is that progress is something people do not like. Whether it's for themselves, it seems, because sometimes you're trying to help people to progress and they don't want to do it themselves. Brothers and sisters, no matter what you try, Elas, try this now, try that, try this, try that now. It's if you get, look, go there, try that. They don't want to do it, brothers and sisters, and you're trying to scratch your head one day, but Elas, that is for your betterment, but apparently you don't want it. You know, you don't want it, so you're trying your best. What do you do in this circumstance, brothers and sisters? Do you give up on that person? Do you just be like, okay, that person, that's where the person decides they want to stay, that's how it is? Or do you just completely forget about the person and move on? What are your thoughts in that regard right there? The other aspect, brothers and sisters, is when others are seeing others trying to progress, and they will do whatever it takes for them to try their best to stop that. And of course, this is what brings me to this here reaction vibration, brothers and sisters, as indicated by Steakhouse Restaurant and Lounge. They brought this statement for which I'm familiar with this sentiment that they are bringing for, brothers and sisters. I'll break it down a bit further and further for you guys right there. But of course, this individual, whoever wrote this, is saying they're Dominicans. They're making specific arrangements so that Dominicans are aware, because it seems like it's not only them, but others may face that sentiment as well, and therefore he's addressing, or she's addressing, this to the Dominican massive. They're Dominicans. I would just like to share something small but powerful with you. Being in operation for almost about 3 years, this individual is saying, it is no secret that to operate a business you have to have more. You have to be more than strong. Yes. You have to have lalin, brothers and sisters. You have to have guts. Your stomach have to be able to digest stone. In this nature of the Caribbean, brothers and sisters, when you talk about entrepreneurship, you know how hard it is to be an entrepreneur, Dominica, brothers and sisters. This is why when Dominicans tend to leave Dominica and go overseas and become entrepreneurs, they do well. Because to survive in this here nature island of the Caribbean, brought about by the governance of Dominica, the destruction of the economy, brothers and sisters, to survive in this here economy is truly but treasures in heaven that await you right there, brothers and sisters. But of course, being an operationist individual saying, for more than 3 years, it is no secret to operate a business in the nature of the Caribbean. You have to be more than strong. Strength alone will not do. The grace of the Most High definitely has to come into play right there. Our present location is 8 months old, and it has been a living nightmare with one set of neighbors. Brothers and sisters, why are neighbors like this? Why are neighbors like this? Why? It's been a living nightmare. It's one thing when you're dreaming and you're sleeping and have a nightmare, brothers and sisters. But to be fully awake and have a living nightmare caused by said neighbors. A lot of you from Portsmouth know the story of this individual and family. I'm actually their 5th victim in the space of 2 years. Yes, I know about that right there, brothers and sisters. It's very sad what has taken place concerning the neighborhoods, but of course, let's continue and see if we can get the vibrations here. Our present location have been occupied by 2 previous tenants who were harassed out of the property, just like us. This lady and her daughter took. I wonder, because they're not the subject matter. Okay, this lady and her daughter took Dion, Jerry, the British chef, Irene, and Felicia to court to object to a liquor permit with false allegations or lies. We don't play loud music at the restaurant. I repeat, we do not. Not once in the 8 times the police came, they met music playing or met it loud. Now it's interesting that this sentiment of loud music has also been reiterated within a number of these people as well. Now I know this because I'm very much familiar with this circumstance. And the reason being, the police also came on numerous times being brought about by a specific lady saying that she's of age and the music is loud. But when the police came every single time, the police apparently, I remember at one point in time, the police decided, hey, put your music very loud. That's in Zikak. By the way, this person I think is talking about Picard. But it seems like the malady is in Zikak. And as a result of that, the police decided, hey, okay, you play loud music. Maybe they always putting the music low when the lady is indicating that she's going to be calling people, the police. Okay? So the police decide, put your music very loud. Put it loud, let me hear. So the individuals in Zikak put the music loud as possible, and they went by the lady, and they are indicating that the music does not sound loud by the lady at all. Remember, they put the music loudest. So it seems like there's some sort of problem within a certain set of individuals and entrepreneurs right there. Because one is in Zikak, one is in Peacock. These individuals are named, definitely, I know some of them who were victims of that circumstance right there. So police has been constantly called time and time again, and the police is saying that the music is not loud, to the point where I think one time they just did not play any, the music was low. Okay? For some reason or the other, maybe the neighbor has supersonic hearing, and as a result of supersonic hearing, they are calling the police each time when they're playing little music. The music is not loud, it's not vulgar music, it's none of that stuff. I remember being there one point in time. It's like slow music. Well, when I was there, I don't know about all the other time. Slow music playing and it's soft, just within the vicinity. But for some reason, the lady in question, the neighbor in question, does not want to see anybody elevating in that regard. To the point where it has been indicated to me that when people start leaving that area, you know, people try somebody come there, police interruption, whatever, nothing of that sort, then lawyer letter has been sent. Lawyer letter sent to the police, even though the police indicated, there was one point in time where the police decided, okay, let's have a drink there. Right? So they call the police for them to shut down the place, and instead of shutting down the place, the police end up drinking some waters there. I think it was 2 of them who came, they drank some waters there, and they left afterwards. It seems like there's a constant repetition. So once the police is not doing anything based on the laws of Dominica, they decide to write a lawyer letter. Obviously, lawyer letter means you'll have to be taken to court and then you have to plead your case. Most times people do not have the finances, especially in the Caribbean, people do not have the finance to fight this. And as a result of not being able to finance the fighting of that very sentiment, they decide just to end the agreements right there. So it has been indicated right there. So this one, I believe, is in the indication of Picard region. I would like to call out the police, the clerks, and the magistrate court in Portsmouth. You all gossip about said situation with that family and come to harass people every time they call. I have lost all respect for the justice system here. Brothers and sisters, something wrong is with the justice system. This is on a micro level. I'm talking about a macro level justice system right there. Something is wrong macro level. Obviously, it will trickle down to the micro level regions, brothers and sisters. But of course, I have lost respect, this individual is saying, for the justice system here. Imagine going to the police station and the police is saying to you, all of you, let me read this again. Imagine going to the police station and the police is saying to you, all of us talking about it. Like, what are you doing? Then apparently they brought the lawyer. There's a lawyer in. They brought a lawyer who was apparently based off the family members, because the police apparently is not doing nothing. They decide to go to the lawyers, like I indicated before. They go to a lawyer, and the lawyer apparently served 5 persons on behalf of the said family to displace and shut down their businesses. Even came to court to fight my liquor permit. Ma'am, you too shall know my God. Right there. It's interesting, this center. Now, brothers and sisters, when I think of the lawyer regions, sometimes the lawyer based of the clientele, and not any putting anything on this, but the lawyer based of the clientele is just doing what the client wants, and then they want you to come and fight it. Obviously, if it is a losing battle, obviously you will lose. The person who hires the lawyer will still have to pay the lawyer their fees, but at the end of the day, they will still end up losing. Based off what the circumstances, obviously the family would definitely lose in court. They would definitely lose in court based on the circumstances that has been done. Police has been coming time and time again. The very witnesses themselves would be the police officers who came every time they claim about loud music is playing and what have you. Police keep coming every single time to Zikak and to the one in Picard, and they have not indicated any loud music being played. It just seems like certain people just have a certain thing against others who are trying to do better with themselves. Because I cannot understand why else would this circumstance be? Why else would it be, brothers and sisters? And it's very important to notice this right there. Anyways, the lawyers acting on behalf of who hired them. I guess the other persons will have to lawyer up. But unfortunately, based on circumstance and economic disaster caused by the very prime minister themselves, the government and the prime minister themselves, persons are not able to say, hey, I'm going to be paying a lawyer to defend me and all these kind of things. Might as well just shut down or move along in that regard right there. It seems like that is the case, and that has been the case for the individuals at the top right there, brothers and sisters. All right? So it's very interesting when it comes on to the circumstance right there. In these present hard times, that's what I was just talking about right there. In these present hard and terrible times caused by the very government themselves, brothers and sisters, how is it possible to have one family close 5 businesses in Portsmouth in the space of 2 years? Well, I think one of the reasons why is that certain family members have certain monies. And whether they know the businesses themselves cannot fend for themselves because they don't have much money, economy not doing well, but by the prime minister themselves, so they are not able to defend, and as a result, they are closing down the businesses. This is why that is happening. Folks from overseas are able to fund the lawyers, pay the lawyers to do something, to write letters and what have you, because they have grievances. Obviously, you have to come and address it in the court. And that is where the circumstance and the problem is as a result of then businesses shutting down. But why are people like this? Is the question I must ask right there. You see a business trying to do something, or a family trying to do something, for whatever reason, within your heart, my goodness gracious, you just do not want to see somebody else striving. I refuse to believe that is the case. I refuse. It cannot be that. There must be something else. But as of present, brothers and sisters, that is the only thing that I'm seeing that actually makes sense. For some reason, people just do not want to see other people striving. The individual asks the question, how is it that a lawyer can send lawyer papers to shut down 5 businesses in Portsmouth in the space of 2 years? It's not that the businesses were not surviving, you know, brothers and sisters. It's not that they were not surviving. They were surviving, trying to make ends meet, do a little something to help. You know, the economy of Portsmouth. You know, the economy of Portsmouth is terrible, brothers and sisters. It's very sad to say this. Portsmouth was the #1 community or constituency. The #1. Then under it was Salisbury, and the next one was Marigot. Then the next one I think was Roseau area, and then yeah, I think that was the top 5, I think. Roseau, and there was some. Anyways, yes. So, brothers and sisters, it's very unfortunate that is the case right there. In this present hard times, how is it possible to have one family close 5 businesses in Portsmouth in the space of 2 years? And apparently the power reps and nobody is getting involved. 5 businesses closed down and power reps and nobody getting involved? Really? What is going on? What is really going on here, brothers and sisters? 5 businesses closed down on behalf of one family who is making the claim that there's loud music, and when the police came, there's absolutely no loud music, to the point where the police stood in one of the places and drank and started drinking some waters there. Come on, people. When I say waters, I don't know what they drink, brothers and sisters. They could be drinking cocoa stuff, but they stay there and had a drink. That's the point that I'm making. Anyways, let's move on. When all of you know of the problem, you all same police claim. That's some interesting English. When you all know of the problem, and the same police that know about the problem claim to be fed up with the same family. So the police themselves admitting that they are fed up with the same family. And then allow them to drag people that's fighting to make a living and make Dominica better before the courts every 3 months. Now, like I indicated before, so it's not, the police can only do so much at one particular time. But when the lawyer is involved, they bypass the police. But I think the lawyer should have gone to the police to find out what was happening. To find out what was happening, to then, wonder if they should go forward or not. Or if the people have the money to pay the lawyer decide to write letter because that's what the people want. And then they say, okay, well, if the people come, they will fight it in court. The unfortunate thing is the people do not have the money to fight it in court. So they just close down the businesses instead. This business was opened without any handouts or gifts. I refuse to let the lady in question and her daughter put this restaurant out of existence. We have secured a new, bigger location right after the Indian River on the beach in Portsmouth, where we will offer lunch and dinner on the beach. Indian River Tours, I guess, is a collaboration. Carbridge Dive Center will be moving right next to us, and we are constructing an outdoor shower. So it seems like they're trying to get businesses out of that area. Why? Brothers and sisters, the question is why? This is just one isolated incident, This has happened throughout Dominica. Why is it that way? Now, brothers and sisters, this is a reaction video right there. So I'm just using this one to make a point. Why are people like this? This is not the first time this kind of situations has been happening, Why do Dominicans see other Dominicans trying to do something with themselves and try their best to stop these Dominicans from elevating? Why? Why, brothers? That's a question I want to ask. Why? Be that case in this situation, I'm trying to figure out why this has happened. Why should this have happened in the first place? Why? Very interesting times that we're living in, brothers and sisters. Very, very interesting times. Because the police themselves are fed up. But then again, I cannot blame the police in that regard, because they can bypass the police and go to the lawyer. They go to the lawyer, the lawyer's mannerisms is not the same mannerisms of the police, which is what I understand. So therefore, you have to fight it in court. The police will come and they shut down the thing, and the police then can bring you to court as well in that regard, if that is the case. There's also a noise abatement act that goes up to 11 o'clock from my understanding. So they cannot be making noise, and if you actually playing loud music, you have to stop it at 11 o'clock. So there's provisions for that. But the interesting thing about it, they're not even playing loud music in Zikak and in Picard. I've been both establishments, brothers and sisters. I've been to both establishments, and you mean to tell me people are trying their best to prevent people from even making a little dollar in these hard economic times? Why? Now, like I indicated before, I don't blame the lawyer too much, but I think the lawyer should have gone to the police and find out what's going on. But then again, would it even make sense though? Because if the client is coming to you and say, hey, I have a problem, this is my problem, and you need to write lawyer letters. But then again, brothers and sisters, isn't there a procedure that needs to be had? Isn't there a procedure? Or the lawyer just decide, you know what, okay, it's a little money for me to make. I know I might end up losing this, but it is a money for me to make. Might as well make the money and then let them come to court. If they are able to come to court, if they are not able to come to court, then we win. We end up shutting down the business and so forth and so forth. Is that the case? Is that the case, brothers and sisters? It's very interesting times that we're living in right now, man. Very interesting times. Dominica had already. It had already, my goodness. Just to see, and it has been indicated, especially for Zikak, the situation in Zikak. They have been indicating that the very family have indicated that whoever comes there, they'll be writing lawyer letters for them. So it seems like Doesn't matter who that come, they just want to. Why, brothers? Why? My goodness, why? Then we wonder why we doesn't elevate, brothers and sisters, as a people. We wonder why we doesn't elevate as a people, man. I know about this situation long time ago, brothers and sisters. From the very first one, I know about it. But there was nothing for me to react to. Well, I get something to react to in that regard. It's unfortunate. People trying their best to see if they can do something, and the neighbors themselves will just try to come and prevent you, or they'll try and sabotage what you're doing, just so you do not get a little upper hand on them. Not even that to be the case. One particular instance, I know the neighbors were helping that particular individual, helping them out, or was checking on them, and but for some strange reason or the other, that neighbor just decide, you know what, okay, you start a little business, let me see if I can stop it. Brothers and sisters, it has been indicated very clearly here. Big up to Chino from Portsmouth. Big up yourself one time. If it is one thing that I myself has learned in life, brothers and sisters, progress is something people do not like. He posted this on his WhatsApp. That's why I have it there. And that's so factual right there. People just don't want to see you striving. When they see you striving, they vex with you. Brothers and sisters, they vex. One of the things that I always tell individuals who are elevating when it comes onto social media, different across the platform, not just in Dominica, but in the Caribbean as well, because I'm also associated to other Caribbean YouTubers and influencers. One thing I always tell them, never make people know that you're actually making something and making a living from this thing. The moment they find that out, they will either stop watching your videos, they will either stop contributing to your stuff, they will just try their best just not to. They'll realize the kind of work it takes, sometimes even the very risks it takes, brothers and sisters. For example, my own self, when people bring me stories and say, Mystelics, do that story for me, wonder blah, blah, blah. You put in that information in front, and then people want to come and make. Brothers, I have received a few threats already, myself. But come on, you can't make threat to me. Let me leave that there. Yo. But I've received a few, people trying to do like intimidation and those kind of silly things. With me. My name is Mystelics for a reason, guys. Anyways. But it's just unfortunate, man. It's just unfortunate that we're living in hard economic times, and then other people are trying their best to see if they can keep you down. Why? Maybe just because they don't want to see you do better than them. And it's not even the elevation of doing better, brothers and sisters. Be a survival. Is it that you survive in Dominica, or you just not making it at all? People rather not see you survive and just not make it. They rather see you not making it. In Dominica, doing entrepreneurship is about survival. It's not about getting millions of dollars and this kind of. Is that not in Dominica? Where you hear people has become millionaire in Dominica? Where you hear that? Huh? Where? When Ross was there, man was getting some funds and so forth and so forth. Man could decide, hey, let me build my house and these bananas they're selling. Because Ross was there. Not true. 30 to 40% GDP of Dominica, scare it allowed to disappear from Dominica. Not allowed, no. Make disappear. The very CEO from Adetalem stated, we have finally found a competent government. That is the audacity, brothers and sisters. After Mr. Ross saw Portsmouth as one of the best places that he fell in love with. He fell in love with the people. He fell in love with the nature. He fell in love with the atmosphere. He fell in love with the sunset, brothers and sisters. When I heard that story, the sunset, the man see, and the man checking, he cannot have that for himself. I wanted to bring people who would not be able to have the opportunity to see the glory of the nature island of the Caribbean. He decided to set up a medical school to bring people to do medicine and to also bask in the nature of the Caribbean. Ross University is a citizen of Dominica, born in Dominica. The Prime Minister them allowed Ross or caused Ross to leave Dominica. And then they come to the meetings landlord meetings and they were saying, oh, we tried to keep the housing for the local people. Lie! Because I was in the very groundbreaking ceremony where they now have the what they call it that, Axum University, allegedly created by CBI, allegedly created by CBI. It's not American people are coming, hey, let's start a school. No, allegedly created by CBI, and they brought in individuals to try to come and make a medical school, from my understanding. So where Axum University is, brothers and sisters, they had this new student center, and they were going to build 400 new housing apartments on top of the 75 houses that they already had for the students. So 400 new. And I watched the Prime Minister come to Portsmouth. Roosevelt's carrot. I watched Roosevelt's carrot come to Portsmouth and lie to the landlord people. I will never forget that. And I remember when I stood up and I asked 2 questions, he never answered them. And I look at the very landlord people clapping, and they were kind of rejoiced. Hey, they tell you that. Foolish. They were the ones passing around signing paper trying to take Ross to court. Imagine that. Landlords trying to take Ross to court, passing paper around, signing paper. I watch people around and they tell me I supposed to feel sorry for these people. Watching them, we destroy their own self. Oh, humans, boy, humans. What is wrong with human beings? That is a philosophical question I cannot answer. I will try my best. Why? The only answer I cannot come up with, brothers and sisters, is that natural selection didn't take them out. Because some people are born weak, some people are born strong. In the rules of nature, the strongest will survive. But human beings have become so wise, or not wise, so knowledgeable, that they are able to prevent natural selection from taking place with human beings. And as a result of that, you have a lot of people who do not think properly, running rampant in society, making decisions. We have one as a head, you know, brothers and sisters, in Dominica. We have one as a head. You know, that's how it goes sometimes, brothers and sisters. It's very unfortunate, but why? The question asks. I'm not specifically looking at this letter, the letter that I just showed there. I'm looking generally, brothers and sisters. Why? Why are Dominicans like this? Anyways, brothers and sisters, let me know your thoughts in that regard. Right there. Steakhouse, continue doing your thing. Don't let nobody stop you. I don't think I finished with our new location will be open. A huge thank you to all our customers who became friends and family. We roll in. Let nobody stop your dream. Well, first of all, I don't think you can have a dream in Dominica, because any dream that has been had, brothers and sisters, will die. I'm not a dream killer. I'm just somebody who tells you the facts. If I lie, prove me wrong. I love being proven wrong here. Anyways, guys, this is my thoughts on this thing that I saw. What are your thoughts as well? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below. But I must make mention of this very powerful thing right there. If it is one thing in life that I've learned, progress is something people don't like. Very evident in this letter right here. It's about Mystelics. What are your thoughts, guys? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below. Definitely check the previous reaction I did earlier on today. And of course, subscribe and turn on that post notification. Don't forget to click the like button. And it's about Mystelics once again, guys. Be real. Salute the king. Always be positive.